Welcome back to another episode of Game Over Play It Again. I am your host, Tom Watson.
And I am your host, Anthony Morris. And today we are going to be playing Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream.
The hell we are. We are playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out?
Yes.
Did I play the wrong game again?
No, you did not. Kinda. No. This game, we'll get into it in a little bit, I think. Let's get into that a little bit down the road.
Okay.
But it is technically the same game.
Okay.
But, yeah, we'll get into that here in a little bit. But before we do that, what games have you been playing, bud?
Really haven't been playing a whole lot, but there's some new things coming out that I'm super excited for.
Okay.
Xbox is getting ready to release 2 handhelds.
Yeah.
Both are capable of utilizing your Game Pass subscription as well as accessing your Steam library.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yes. And you can download the games onto the device, so unlike the PS5 handheld, you don't have to be connected to Wi-Fi.
Right. Well, I think PlayStation's fixed that problem.
Did they finally fix it?
I think they've worked around that. I mean, I'm not buying one because I can play it on my backbone.
Right.
If I really, really wanted to. I bought that thinking I would play it, and I don't.
You haven't played it?
No, I don't play it very often. I just soon use the big TV and a regular controller.
Yeah, I get it.
You know. But, well, tell me a little bit more about this Microsoft's device.
So they are going to be available for order starting October 16th.
Okay.
There's 2 versions. One comes with 512 gigabytes. The other one comes with a 1 terabyte storage.
Nice.
I do believe they will have SD card expansion as well, so you can upgrade the storage. And it's supposed to be amazing. It's also going to include Xbox's new cloud gaming beta, to where you can actually just stream the game into the device, much like PlayStation has.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be sick.
It is going to be sick. And, of course, we'd have to buy the big one.
Oh, yeah. You got to get the 1 terabyte.
That's exactly right. Now, would this trump buying a Switch 2?
I think it would. I think it trumps buying a Switch 2. 1, because they're fairly comparable in price. And 2, because this can access your Steam library as well.
Right, but you can't play Mario.
You can't play Mario.
Chris just bought himself a Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did. So, back when the Switch 2s were released, you put your name in the hat, and Nintendo would tell you when you could get one.
Kind of like a lottery thing?
Yeah, like a lottery thing. And I actually kind of forgot about it. And last week, I got an email from him saying, hey, your number's up, blah, blah, blah. If you want one, you have 2 weeks to buy it.
Dang.
And, you were joking around the grocery bill. Yeah, that thing ain't moving. So it's $500. We can't swallow at the moment.
Right.
So in fact, didn't I reach out to you?
You did. You actually offered to give it to me.
I did.
The ticket, but I'm not able to at the moment either.
Yeah.
I actually did see some in a store though.
Oh, sure. I have.
Yeah.
I have 2, but same problem. I guess you could try to pick one up and walk out, but then you have to break the glass, and then you got people following you.
Right, and then you're on a list.
Right.
And you can't vote anymore. And
well, I don't know if it goes quite that. Well, I guess that would be a felony, wouldn't it?
yeah.
It's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it.
Anyway, so I asked Chris if he was interested in it, and he said, sure. I'm like, all right, I'll order it for you. So I got the points on my Amazon credit card.
Nice.
And he got himself a Switch, and he paid me right away. So
nice.
Win-win. I did ask, so he came out last night to pick it up, and he wouldn't open the box. Okay, fine.
You can't catch a break.
I cannot catch a break. And so he took it home, and then, of course, life happens, and he didn't play with it last night much. He started to set it up, and then he did whatever he did. So he didn't get to play with it. But
that's a bummer.
It is a bummer. But no games? Nothing on your phone? Nothing?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. Nothing too crazy. I mean, the game that we're doing today.
Yeah.
I did download the new Mafia game, Mafia Old Country.
Sure.
Haven't checked it out yet though.
Okay, nice.
But
yeah. Well, I too actually I played Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream. I played it on the my old NES,
Nice.
and then I played it on the Wii U,
Okay.
and that controller is actually, it's not bad. And then I also played it on the Switch, and it's pretty. I mean, it's the same damn game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's just it runs a little faster on the Switch. It was nice to play it on the Wii U because I got to do it on the big screen. But firing up the old cartridge on the Nintendo is awesome. But it pissed me off because when I went to play it, I'm like, this isn't Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I own Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Right.
I don't know where it's at. And I didn't sell it. I know damn good and well I didn't sell it. But a copy of Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream sitting on my shelf, and I'm like, huh. All right, well, I'm going to play it, but I'm still not happy about it.
Right.
And the only thing I can think of is, we've had family stay here and friends stay here, and I'm just wondering if boxes got mixed up.
Sure. Things happen.
And that would have been, oh, good God, that would have been before the boys were born, so that's 20 plus years ago. And, it wasn't until recently that I pulled all these out of a box.
Right.
So I'm sure that's what happened. And I'm a little bit devastated, but so you didn't know about the name change?
No, I had no idea.
So they did a licensing agreement with Mike Tyson.
Okay.
To get his likeness to put him in the game. And when the licensing ran out, I think it was either 2 years or 3 years, but when the license came back up, he was starting to get in trouble.
Oh, sure.
And Nintendo, being the family-friendly business that they're in,
yeah,
they changed it up a little bit. So it went from Mike Tyson to this Mr. Dream guy, and I've gotten to Mike Tyson.
Okay.
I've never gotten to Mr. Dream, but I've watched people play, and it's all the same moves.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you got a big white guy instead of Mike Tyson. So what do you do?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what the problem was. I didn't know if they couldn't afford the licensing or if they just didn't want to associate with them. I don't know.
Could be an image thing.
Could be an image thing. It could be a mixture of everything.
Yeah.
But they did what they did. So when they started releasing it on the other machines, of course, you only get the Mr. Dream.
Right.
And if you're good enough to get there, that's great. But most people aren't.
Right.
So it is the same game. Thanks for humoring me with the intro.
Oh, absolutely. That. I was gonna say, I suppose next you're gonna tell me we're not gonna watch this Shazam movie with Sinbad, but
not tonight. We sure as hell ain't.
It also never came out, sadly.
Well, there you go. Well, no, but they did a Shazam.
Not with Sinbad. It was a Mandela effect.
God, what movie am I thinking of? Sinbad did a movie similar to that, though, didn't he?
Nope.
No?
Never came out. Mandela effect, it's got you. Just like Fruit of the Loom doesn't have the cornucopia.
Well, for fuck's sake. As other than Punch-Out, though, so I was talking to Jacob.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, so you're playing old games like Silver Surfer? You ever play Silver Surfer?"
I haven't played Silver Surfer.
Don't bother. You can't even get through a fucking level. Not one damn level. And so I popped that in, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this game. Oh, this game sucks. All right, and I'm playing it, and I'm playing it, and playing it, and playing it, and I can't get past the first level. And I know I could have put the Game Genie in, but and looked up the codes and all that stuff, and I just
cheated.
Yeah, but I looked up the codes, and it wasn't not like you could be invincible. Maybe you can, and I just didn't find it. But by that time, I was a little frustrated.
Sure.
To say the least.
It sounds like a frustrating game.
It really, truly is. It's actually one we should talk about because, they don't all have to be A-plus games.
That's for sure. That is for sure.
So maybe that's something that makes the charts down the road. And good God, hopefully it's way down the road. But then I have Bases Loaded for the NES.
Okay.
And I was playing that, and that game just sucks as much as it did back then. But
I love it.
I put so many hours into that game, and the nostalgia just ran right through me. And I played for 3 innings, or not 3 innings, 3 games.
Really?
All the innings in each game. So I mean, I played for about an hour.
Dang.
And I don't know how you cheese that game. But It's one of those where you're winning, all of a sudden you're losing. So either it's 0-0s all the way across, or one of you is annihilating the other one, and there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Sounds rigged.
Yeah, it is, but it is kind of fun. That's a game that I used to play 2-player with my friend Paul, way back in the days when we were in grade school, and I'm stoked I still have it.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, controllers were still thrown though.
I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
But we will get back to Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and that's how we're going to refer to it through the rest of the podcast. And
as we should.
Damn it. So, but you played this recently, yes, for the show?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it on Sunday. I played it on the Switch.
Okay.
And, I enjoyed it for the most part.
Yeah. How far did you get?
Not far.
Honestly,
not far at all.
Well, we have the players pulled up on the screen here. We got Glass Joe, we got Von Kaiser, we got Piston Honda, Don Flamingo, King Hippo, Great Tiger, Bald Bull, Soda Popinski, Mr. Sandman, Macho Man, Mike Tyson. How far did you get? Do you remember? Do they look familiar?
I don't remember, no. I don't think I actually got past the first character.
Glass Joe kicked your ass?
Yeah.
Well, you're like the only person he's beat. That's why he actually only has one win then. We're going to have to play some more.
Yeah, we are. We are. I couldn't get too deep into it as I wanted to. But.
Okay. Well, every time I play this game, I can always get up to Great Tiger.
Okay.
And sometimes he hands me my lunch, and sometimes I can actually follow through and beat him.
Yeah.
But I very rarely, on just a whim playthrough, can beat Bold Bull.
Really?
And he's actually a fun character because he does this charge thing.
Nice.
And so he gets back and he charges you like a bull. And, you're Little Mac. We haven't talked about Little Mac yet.
We haven't talked about Little Mac.
This guy's like 2 inches tall, and you got this, 8-inch tall character coming at you, and you got to hit him in the belly. And if you hit him in the belly, he goes down. And that's how you beat him.
Really?
And they all have their little quirks. And we can come back to him in a little bit, but that's just his. Now, if I can get past him, I can do Soda Popinski.
Okay.
And then I can do Mr. Sandman. It takes me a while. But then Macho Man, I almost always get my ass handed to me.
Really? So you've never made it to Mike?
I have made it to Mike.
Okay, you have made it to Mike.
But that was when I was in my teens.
Sure.
So it's been a day or two. And, back then, we had the Nintendo Powers and we had our friends and everything. And they actually have an old password system.
Really?
And I don't know if I've actually ever beat Macho Man myself. But I did get the code to get to Mike Tyson. And and I would try and try and try. And I've never beaten him.
Really?
And if somebody tells me, I beat Mike Tyson, prove it.
Show me.
We need to see this shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't buy it. Short of it being on a Twitch stream or something, I would probably never believe it. Or a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And that's cool too. But we'll back up a little bit. This game came out in 1987. But it was actually an arcade first.
Yes.
So back in 1984.
Yes, I had that in my notes here as well.
Okay, yep. So, but you probably never played the arcade version.
No.
Okay.
No.
So the arcade version was actually a little bit more like the Super Nintendo's version, where the characters were the same size, and you were like this green grid pattern.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm not too sure. It's not like on the Wii. Because the Wii had a version of this too, and I think it had the wireframe.
Okay. Okay.
I don't quote me on that, but I for some reason I'm thinking that. But anyway, you had different characters. It's funny because Soda Popinski, on the arcade, his name was Vodka something or other, and I put it in my notes, but I'll be damned if I can find it in my notes. Did you by chance see it?
Oh, I'm looking here.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
yeah, Vodka Drunkinski.
Vodka Drunkinski.
Yes, and so he's out there, he's drinking his vodka and having a great old time, and the stereotypes in this game are just hilarious.
They're very interesting.
They are, and they had another guy. His name was Pizza Pasta.
Pizza Pasta.
He was an Italian fighter. And
I love it.
So those were on the arcade. He didn't make it to the Nintendo version, for Mike Tyson's Punch Out. And I can't remember if the arcade was just called Punch Out or if it was Mike
Tyson's Punch Out.
I'm sure it was just Punch Out. And I pumped quarters into it too, but I always preferred the Nintendo version. And why would I play it in the arcade when I have it at home?
True.
Yeah. But
it's valid.
Yeah, it's very valid. But so we talked about the Mike Tyson part.
Yeah, which that is super interesting. I'd like to dive into a little bit deeper why. I mean, I assume it had to do with the trouble he was getting in at the time, but
it could have been.
It looks like the Japan version of the game was just released as Punch Out. And Mike Tyson was never included in the Japan licensing.
And I don't know much about that, but the game was made in Japan.
Yeah.
So they had an American version and a Japanese version that would make sense.
And I found Nintendo seems to do that with a lot of their games, and the Japanese version's always a little different.
Yeah. Well, and then the funny part is I mean, is this game, is it just these blatant stereotypes, or are they just racist? Because so it's a Japanese game.
Yeah.
So we have Piston Honda. What a great name, really. And he's actually kind of hard to he's the first step in the game getting a little bit harder. Right. Because for Glass Joe, you come out and he's just like, man, come on, and you just want to nail him. He throws a couple little punches and you just wail on him and he's down.
Right.
He has 99 losses and 1 win. And apparently that was you.
I'm the 1 win.
Well, maybe he's up to 2 now. I don't know.
It has been out for a little while.
So you wipe him down, and then you get to go to Von Kaiser, and he's like this World War I guy, veteran type German guy. Right. And he comes out and they amp it up a little bit. Each character gets just a little harder. Yeah. And you start out in the minor circuit, which is great. So he comes up and he's got this weird thing with his hands and throws a punch and then you hit him in the mustache and it's a good time.
Yeah. It's a good time.
And I'm not too sure that Piston Honda isn't the end of the minor circuit. And do you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the circuits?
Yes. Yes, so when you progress into the other circuit, the characters get a little bit stronger.
They do.
A little bit, and then
so they got
a lot
the minor
stronger.
And then, the major and the
right.
yada, yada, yada. So each level, they got like this little cutscene.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah.
And Doc, the trainer for Little Mac, he comes out and he's riding his bicycle and his little pink hoodie and you got the music, which we'll have the music going at some point, whether it's in the beginning, the end, the middle, I don't know. And it's cute, it's fun. Okay, let's just get it on. Let's just
move. Yeah,
we don't need to watch you go all the way around the Statue of Liberty. But the song is cool, so we give them a little bit of grace.
The music was actually pretty good. I did enjoy that.
But in doing that, they give you the code. So you can pick up where you left off. So as long as you can beat that guy, you can always start with that guy or in the next round.
Interesting.
And that was kind of their push for a password system. And when you're playing the game, there's all these little tells.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has something different. And they get a little bit more fun, a little bit more fun. Don Flamingo comes out as like this pretty boy, and I'm trying to think is he maybe French?
Don Flamingo?
Yeah.
I think he's French.
He's French.
That sounds French to me.
Yeah, comes out with the rose in his mouth and everything, and you hit him, and then he winds up with his hand to hit you, and you just got to get out of the way, and then you can just boom, 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 and his mouth starts frothing, and it's a good
It could
time.
be Spanish. He's got the rose in his mouth. I'm thinking of more like Rico Suave.
Ooh, that's a good '90s pull.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. Hell, it could be I don't know. and then we get over to King Hippo, and we've just picked on the stereotypes of, like I said, Glass Joe, I don't even know what stereotype he is, a pasty white boy, maybe
a trailer trash drunk.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Kind of looks like a trailer trash drunk
to
me.
And we got the German dude comes out and does his thing. We got Piston Honda doing his thing, and he's a little bit more buff.
A little bit.
Than the other guy, because he's Japanese, so we got to make him look good, right?
Right. Still short.
He is. But he's still bigger than Little Mac, though.
He's still bigger than Little Mac, who's a scrawny white boy.
And then, we're picking on Don Flamingo, whatever nationality he is. And we come to King Hippo. Really? We're going to pick on the fat kid? Have you ever watched a fight with him?
I haven't. No.
Okay, so these characters have their different tells,
Right.
And his, he comes out and, he looks like, like you're playing Hungry Hippo. He's just bouncing out there and his mouth's all...
Does he belch?
He does not.
Oh.
But to beat him, you can't land a punch. If you punch him in the face, he blocks it. If you punch him in the belly, he blocks it. So what happens is he does this weird thing where he raises his arm really, really high, and then you throw a punch, and his shorts fall off, and so he's trying to pull up his shorts, and you're sitting there and you're just wailing on him.
And that's the secret.
That's the secret. And
knock his shorts off.
Yep, he does that a few times, and then when you actually take his health meter down, you're done. And he's just sitting there, and I mean, he's just basking in his defeat there, and it's so freaking funny. I mean, I think he's actually my favorite character.
I love it.
And I wish you would have got further into this game.
I'm gonna have to sit down and play it a little.
I don't know if you're allowed to score this game if you haven't played it.
That's fair.
Fair.
I didn't get too deep into it.
You didn't get too deep into it, but there's always time. So then Great Tiger comes in, and he's got the I'm gonna piss a few people off. Towel head.
Yeah, I was gonna say he kind of looks like a darker Osama bin Laden, but
I'm sorry, that's not very nice. We shouldn't laugh at that.
No,
but he is from India, and his turban is his tell. Because there's a jewel in there.
Okay.
So every time the jewel blinks, he's going to punch you. And then the other cool thing about this character, and I mean, he's probably I like King Hippo. He's the funniest character to me, so he is one of my favorites. Great Tiger is a phenomenal character because he's so fast.
I was going to say he looks quick.
And he's so mean. He does this thing where once you start beating him too much... Mm-hmm. He does this vanishing thing. He jumps back and he phases. And then all of a sudden he goes around the ring and hit. And you got to block every single time. And if you block him every time, you just punch him in the face and he goes down. Because basically he's overexerted himself and just falls to the ground with the one little love tap.
So he's got magic powers.
He acts like he does. So
like
he's one of my favorite characters too. Bald Bull, we already talked about. You know, he's a big old badass. Comes out, does the bull charge. I can't tell you how many times he's taken me out. Great Tiger's taken me out a lot too, but at least I have a fighting chance with him.
Right.
And that's the other thing about the game. When you are in there, it's not one hit and you're out. Little Mac can take a pounding.
Yeah. He looks like he can take a pounding.
And the funny thing is with him is when you're playing, let's just say you lose a match. Mm-hmm. I'll pick on Great Tiger. Great Tiger whoops your ass. And, you're in the major circuit there. You get to rematch him. So you play him again. If you lose again, you go back a guy.
Really?
So then you got to beat King Hippo again to get back to Great Tiger.
So you essentially get 2 tries before you get kicked back.
Right. And then if that doesn't work, you get a game over, and then you type in your code, or the code is already in there for the Wii U and then the Switch.
Switch, yeah.
So that's not a problem. But yeah, so then you can type in your code and get going. Now, for my replay, and I can't quite remember the other players. Because I didn't get there this last weekend when I was playing. Right. And so I'm trying to go off my memory from 30 years ago. But Soda Popinski comes in, and he's got his soda, that he's swigging down there. And he comes in and he just annihilates you. And that Bold Bull is where it just ramps all the freaking way to Nintendo Tough. And I should probably have cheated and watched some videos, to see what their fighting styles are. But that's not really quite what this podcast is for. It's to play the game and give it a review.
Yeah, give it an honest feel.
So I didn't get to these last guys. Mr. Sandman, I remember him being tough. I just don't remember why he was tough.
He looks tough.
He does. And Macho Man just would annihilate me, like I said, every single time.
Then Mike Tyson, of course.
Yep. And Macho Man, he's just an egomaniac.
Right.
Right. You can tell, I don't know. But yeah, Mike Tyson, man, he's fast and he's tough.
He is. So I was just looking at something about his character in the game. And if you want to have a chance at beating him, you have to survive for at least the first 90 seconds because his character offers an instant knockout in those 90 seconds.
Yeah, he does.
So I guess you better be good at dodging.
Right. Well, this game is more dodging than it is throwing a punch.
Right.
Because when you throw a punch and they block it, you lose health.
Ah.
And if they hit you, you lose health.
Right. Right.
And then, of course, we got 3-minute rounds, and which sometimes those rounds save your ass. Like you're just getting pelted, and one more hit, and you're going to be gone. It's going to be a TKO and the whole 9 yards. The really cool thing is between the rounds, because there's 3 rounds, and then if you don't beat them within 3 rounds, they pick a winner. Mm-hmm. It's almost always the computer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not saying you couldn't pull it off, but I don't know if they go by health or how many hits or I don't know what they go by.
It's rigged.
It's totally rigged. But when you're in between rounds, they give you some advice. Sometimes you get hey, why don't you, I don't know, throw a punch.
Yeah.
Or duck. or block or whatever, so you get something like that. And then there's other characters where he's actually giving you good advice.
Let's say that sounds more like smack talk than advice.
Yeah. So like for King Hippo, it says something about why don't you shut his mouth? So basically when he raises his arm, to punch him in the mouth and then go to town.
Right.
Which is cool. And when you're doing that, you're punching him in the belly.
Right.
When you're going to town on him. And he just keeps dropping his drawers. It's the funniest thing ever. But when you're in between rounds, if your character looks like he's been pounded on, he's obviously weak, you got low health and whatnot, if you push down and select, it actually Doc massages you faster, which sounds like an oxymoron. But yeah, he's sitting there, he's giving you, it looks like he's patting him on the back, but whatever, we're going to say massage.
Okay.
And you come back in with more health. But you only get that once per player.
Oh, really?
So you could get it on Piston Honda, you could get it on Dawn, you could get it on Hippo. And it's just a little extra to get you to the next round. When I was a kid, I didn't know. I would just push buttons and hope and pray to God I hit the right ones. And it probably actually said it in the instruction manual, but who reads those?
Yeah, I still don't.
Yeah, and so, you go in there and you do your thing, and that really does help. But I remember getting the code from someone and getting to Mike Tyson, and I was just so stoked that I'd get there. And there was no lasting 90 seconds. It's just, if he touches you, you're done. It's just the way the game goes.
It's too bad you don't have the Jake Paul cheat code.
Well, I got the Game Genie up there. I could use that. That would probably be the best way to cheese the game and play it on the original Nintendo, because they're not going to have those cheat codes for the Switch.
Right. Right.
So your famous question's coming up, isn't it?
Oh.
How many times did I buy the damn game?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I already talked about the 3, didn't I?
You did. So I feel like they're really?
Yep.
Only 3?
Well, I'm sure it's on the arcade emulator, but I'm not counting it. Well, I haven't been playing it over there.
I'm surprised.
Well, I think that's the only 3 that it came out on. So that works. But yeah, it was $5 on the Wii, and then that got switched over to the Wii U, and then of course the Switch.
Right.
You pay for the service. So, but I remember renting this game quite a few times, and my parents finally just bought it for me. I'm sure it was a birthday gift or something like that, And that's why I know I own the Mike Tyson one. And I was going to be so thrilled, and I kind of wanted to show you that I had that one, and then I have this bastard copy.
The bastard copy.
Bastard copy.
Well, I hope you can find it. It's got to be floating around here somewhere.
Yeah, we if life ever slows the hell down, we'll go through some stuff downstairs, and of course by then we'll either not care, or we're going to be moving into an old folks home, and
moving into an old folks home.
Yeah, maybe the kids will find it, in 20 years here. Who knows? Might be worth. I know that one's probably worth money.
I was to say that I bet the Mike Tyson titled one's worth a little bit.
Yeah. But like I said, it could have been switched with another box, because why would I have this one? I didn't buy this one. So that would make total sense to me.
You think somebody swapped it out?
I don't know that it was on purpose, but shit does happen.
Yeah, that is very true. Shit does happen.
So we'll talk about some of the highlights here. I know that when you're playing, every once in a while you can sneak in an extra punch.
Okay.
Especially on the lower guys, but you get them on the higher guys too, where you'll get that extra punch in, you'll get a star.
Ooh.
And if you hit the start button, little Mac winds up and punches the guys right in the jaw. And it's the coolest thing, and it's great when you use it on Great Tiger.
I think it's a little power boost.
It's a power boost. It's totally a power boost. And so if you can get those, it's great. But let's say you have 5 of those by some, whatever. One hit, you lose them all.
Really?
Yes. And so when you I've had 1, 2, 5, whatever it is, and then Great Tiger goes and does his little thing around the world, and just you lose that and you get knocked out and it's game over.
Man.
So then you're stuck doing what you got to do. And I'm trying to think of what else to talk about this game. I mean, for me, it's a fun game.
Right.
I mean, this is my childhood.
Right.
Through and through. And I get that you didn't get to play this, before. You just kind of picked it up recently.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I didn't get to put a whole lot of time into it, which it sounds like I need to go back and revisit it when I have an hour or two to actually dedicate to it.
Well, that's just it. You could probably beat this game in an hour.
Yeah.
And I don't see any reason why you couldn't get up to King Hippo, if you gave it, 30 minutes.
Sure.
And really played through it. But that's, when the hell do you get 30 minutes with everything going on?
It's hard right now. No, it's hard to come by these days, but I'm thinking after the wedding things will slow down a little bit.
You're putting an awful lot of stuff in that particular basket.
Well,
I get it.
That's the focus right now. I'm sure the other baskets will make their appearance afterwards.
I'm sure they will.
Definitely seems to be the biggest. But we're not here to talk about weddings. We are here to talk about Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream.
No. Sneaking that shit in. Gosh, what else is there to talk about?
It's the controls. It's fairly simple. It's a fairly simple game.
Yeah, you have A and B.
Yep.
That's your punch left or punch right.
Yeah.
If you push down on the controller, you block.
Yep.
And if you go left or right, your character goes left and right.
Yeah, it's kind of a dinky little dodge, but
it is. But
what do you expect?
Look, you are a dinky little guy.
Yeah, you're little Mac.
I know. And then if you push up on the controller, you hit them in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got that little jump and you hit them.
Get a little boost.
And that was what was so great, because when you're in the middle of the game, there's no pausing a boxing game.
Right.
So I thought that was very clever that they put that that little star system into the start button.
I do like that.
And then for like I said, between the matches, you can use the select button to get a little bit of health.
Yes.
And
yes.
And it really does. It is a game changer. Now, if you waste it, and you got full health and you've just been dicking around for the round and you waste it, then I hope they come out and just annihilate you.
You deserve it.
You do deserve it at that point. But no, it's just a good little way to go.
It is. Yeah, it's pretty simple. I do like the how different the characters are and the little quirks that they all have. That adds a depth to the game that I think is really cool.
Yep. And then the other thing is you watch these characters and sometimes the cue is from the crowd in the back.
Oh, really?
Or something like somebody takes a picture.
Yeah, you have like the flash.
You got a flash.
Yeah.
So something's coming. And sometimes it's something that they're doing. It just kind of depends. If memory serves me right, Soda Popinski turns a little bit red. He's already pink in the on the screen, and he turns a little bit redder. And I think that's when he does his thing. Piston Honda, I think it's his eyes. The problem is when I play this game, I don't focus on anything. I just play the damn game.
Right. And
so for me to sit here and try to talk about it is a little bit harder.
Right.
Because I'm not actually playing it while we're talking. And King Hippo, there's a noise that he makes when he throws his glove up. And so that's when. And then like Great Tiger, when he spins around, and he gets tired, he's making this weird, noise. And his face is just getting all contorted and everything. And so it's a rush. All of a sudden you're like, oh shit, and you have to hit the button because you've been blocking for 5 rounds of him beating on you. And if he sneaks one in, that starts over.
Oh man.
So it just you got to just down.
Oh.
And it's all about timing.
Yeah.
It truly is. And I think that they made this game hard at the end so people couldn't beat it in an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, why, I think it's great that they gave you the easy guy. Obviously, the easy guy should come first, but so you can learn the controls.
Right.
It's a brilliant way to do it. And I think this is actually more challenging than the Super Nintendo version. Because the Super Nintendo version, like I said, you got the guy, you got the grid, you can see through the guy.
Right.
Things seem more even.
Right.
And when you're playing this, these characters are they're twice, 3 times, 4 times as bigger than you. And so there's that sense of accomplishment, when you can
definitely. It's like a David and Goliath kind of thing.
Kinda. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else we can talk about on this game.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back and try to revisit it this weekend.
Yeah.
I hope I can get a dedicated hour into it and see how far I get.
Well, do we need to pause for the cause and let you play the game and then come back before we grade this?
That may be a good idea.
Is it?
Yeah, and see what other thoughts and feelings arise out of that. And
okay, we can certainly do that, and then we can splice back into this recording.
Yeah,
that's not a problem. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious, if you spend 30 minutes with it, where you end up.
Yeah, I'll set a timer.
Yeah,
we'll see.
And maybe there's other things we can talk about. I know, Little Mac, when he gets winded, he turns pink.
He does.
And it's really kind of funny, and you sluggish. Like if you're trying to duck or dodge, he don't want to move.
No,
at all.
No,
which you're just waiting to get your ass handed back to you.
He is a goofy looking guy. He's got the old style gym shorts on.
Yep. Well, yeah. Let's totally do that. Let's pause it here. And we'll play a little bit of music, and then we'll come back. And if there's other things we need to talk about, we will. And then we'll score this thing and move on.
I like it.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. We're live again.
We are live again.
All right, bud. So now that we had a chance to play the last couple days, what do you think?
I enjoy it. It's a hard game. I did finally make it past Glass Joe. I actually made it
Yeah,
all the way to King Hippo, and that's
yeah.
where
What do you think of him?
not a fan.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. He absolutely handed me my ass on a silver platter.
Yep, he does that.
He does. He is very good at it.
And so, but you know the trick to get him, right?
I don't.
Okay, so when he opens up his mouth and his arm goes way up and way up high in the air, you have a split second to hit him in the face, and then you just pummel his belly.
Pummel his belly. I love it.
Yep,
And
and then you'll beat him.
now
So it won't be a problem.
when we were texting, you had said that you had started playing again on the Wii.
Well, I was playing Punch Out for the Wii,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's a different game entirely. And
Oh,
that one we could easily put that into this, but unless you were gonna get a chance to play it, I kind of hate to throw it in there. So we might just have to do a separate one down the road. But basically, it's the same thing. It's just it's beautiful. The colors and the cut scenes and the music and everything. It you can tell that they had to do the Nintendo one to get the Wii one where it's at.
very cool. Yeah, that might be a fun episode to do. We can do a little compare and contrast.
Yeah. Well, because the characters are in different spots. Like in the
Right.
NES version, Don Flamingo is the first or the second guy. No, third guy. He's third guy. And in this one, I think he's like the sixth or seventh guy. So they just moved characters around, put a few new ones in, took some old ones out. I'll tell you, Great Tiger kicked my ass repeatedly yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah. I finally got him, but it took me a couple tries. And that's what I like about this game. You try and you try and like when you lose, you get a rematch.
Right.
And then if you lose again, then you go down to the character before, and then if you lose again, then it's game over. But you have that passcode to get right back into whatever circuit you're in. So it's not so bad.
No, I did enjoy it. It's a pretty fun boxing game. I like
Yeah.
it more than a lot of the modern fighting games that we have.
Well, and so with you getting the King Hippo, you probably saw some of the different little nuances, when to
Yes.
hit, when not to hit, and whatnot. So it just it's fun to find those little cues, and you're gonna get your ass beat until you find out the strategy to beat your character. And back then, they didn't have Google. You couldn't just, hey, how do I beat this guy,
Right.
and they would walk you right through it. You had to get your ass pummeled, and you had to look for the cues, and hopefully your friend can tell you what's going on and whatnot, and just kind of go from there.
Right. That's right. Yeah, find the patterns. I am curious, do you know if Nintendo Power provided any tips and tricks on this particular game?
Oh, I'm sure I did. I'm sure I got stuff from there, and and then people would share their codes, because you could, once you beat a circuit, you got a code, so you could always go back to that code and jump back in. And I know that's how I got to the end um, when I was younger, and I just never bothered looking up a cheat code to get all the way to the end for our recording, because it wouldn't make or break what we're doing here.
I agree. I agree. I think it's really cool that a game like this implemented a code system like that. I know at the time, I'm sure that was pretty innovative and different than what was on the
Right.
market.
But it was long. I mean, it was a long passcode. But that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So, are you ready to officially score this thing now?
I am, and my rating actually went up.
Yeah. Well, I figured it would.
Sure.
Well, right on. Well, why don't you go ahead and I'll let you do yours first.
Yeah, after getting beat by Glass Joe, I was sitting at about a 70.
Yeah.
But I think that I'm going to go ahead and give the game a pretty solid 85.
There you go. I like it. Yeah, I'm in the low 90s. I do like the game. Somebody who comes in that's played and played and played over and over and over, they're obviously better than somebody who just picks it up for the first time or hasn't played it in 10, 15, 20 years. So they can be real good and they can just get in there and get out. And I mean, it could be an hour and a half long game. And then, but for me, just picking it up willy nilly whenever, I mean, I'm usually getting up there like to Great Tiger and whatnot, and it's a good time. And if I can beat him and get my ass handed to me by Bold Bull, well, that's a feature. I know if I sat there and got good, I could definitely get back up to sort of Popinski, but that's why it's kind of a low A for me. But I will play this again and again. I know I will, and that's what made me pop the disc into the Wii and play there. And it's like, wow, it's really similar. And they just, like I said, they just made some improvements that for the times. They just cleaned it up, made it look good, and made it worth watching, made it worth playing. So
yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah, no, it is a fun game. It's definitely something that I plan to pick up again, and who knows, maybe I'll pull a Jake Paul and beat the glorious Mike Tyson.
Yeah, good luck with that. Oh shoot! Well, cool. Since we got it all, I think we've wrapped it up now with our little hiatus. I don't want to necessarily go back and try to figure out what we did say and what we didn't say and all that stuff, and I don't want to keep repeating. So this episode's pretty much over. But what do you think for the next game?
Well, I know we've talked a little bit about I Want to Be the Guy. There was some game you were telling me about called like Plicky or Plunky or Squarey or something like that.
Oh, shoot, I don't remember. That would have been a long time ago.
See if I can.
That wouldn't have been real recent. But we'll have to come up with a game for
Tiger.
Oh, Ty, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one, but I'll be real honest, it's not something I'm going to have time to play
Sure.
and record before the next one. We're going to have to do a couple of them that we've played, that we know, and just kind of do refreshers and whatnot. The next couple months are going to be pretty tied up for me.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And I can talk to you about some of that offline too. So
cool.
But yeah, let's try to get some ideas together. Hopefully, some of you that are out there, send us a quick message. It can either be through Spotify or it can be through YouTube. Get on our Facebook page. Whatever you got to do. In fact, the Facebook page is probably a great way. Then Anthony and I both see it, and we'd love to hear some suggestions. We might have to play something a little bit more modern. We've done a couple older games, which is great, but I like bouncing around.
Yeah, no, it's fun to get a variety in. But yeah, feel free to shoot a message, leave a comment, let us know what you want to see.
Right on. All right, guys. Well, if that's it, we will play some music to end this podcast, and we'll see you on the next one.
Have a good one.